Hi, I'm Danielle Young, Organizational Development and Culture Strategy Coach with Cavness HR, a virtual HR company that's innovating the HR industry for small business. Today we're going to talk about how you can use a digital detox as a tool for leaders to check the temperature of their team's culture. So we're all probably familiar with this term digital detox, right? We think of it as a work-life balance. We think of it as 4 days when we turn off our phones and only spend time with our loved ones. We read books we want to read, we hang out, we veg and drink by the pool. I just got back from mine like yesterday. So this glow and fuzziness that you see is a little bit of relaxation and a lot of, oh my God, I have so many emails to catch up on today. The thing that's interesting and that I got reminded of when I just went on my digital detox is that it's more than just work-life balance. It's more than just taking a vacation. It is an important tool for leaders, sometimes more important than we realize. Let me tell you what I mean. So this vacation that I just took, it really reminded me of my time in the military, and not in the way that you're thinking. In the military, when you are deployed to a war zone, you're gone for a whole year. It is the exact opposite of work-life balance. You are working 12-hour shifts, nonstop, day in and day out. And you're working a pretty important job, no matter what level you're at. Because of this, the military has decided that everyone will take 2 weeks off. Everyone. The commanding general of all the armed forces will take 2 weeks off. And because of the nature of the work that we did, all communications were either on classified systems or on very still secured regular systems. So when you were home on vacation for 2 weeks, or in Australia on the beach in my case, you did not work. You couldn't. Didn't matter how much you wanted to. You were 100% cut off from everything going on back there for 2 weeks. So if you think about it, it's a very interesting concept. The interesting thing that happens when a leader, especially a senior level leader, is forced to take 2 weeks off of work is it reinforces the notion that nobody is irreplaceable and nobody should be a single point of failure at that organization. So many times as leaders, we forget that concept. We start to think we take so much on ourselves, we do so much work. We start to think that we are irreplaceable. I remember a friend that I was hanging out with in Australia while I was on vacation from Afghanistan asking me, how does somebody at your level doing what you do able to just take 2 weeks off? Wait, your assistant is handling it? Your deputy? And it was an interesting concept to explain that no, we build our system this way. We build our processes this way so that the entire time I'm doing my job, I am also teaching my second in command everything that I do so that he is able to fill in for me when I am gone. Even General Stanley McChrystal, one of my favorite leadership philosophers, and the man who was commanding not only all of the American armed forces, but all 66 countries' armed forces that were fighting in the coalition, took 2 weeks off. And if General Stanley McChrystal wasn't too important to take 2 weeks off, like pretty much nobody is, right? We can all do it. As a leader, this is where the culture comes in, right? The onus is on you to make sure that none of your people are working in a silo, that nobody has all of the answers that nobody else has, and that every plan and every person has a backup. By the way, just by creating those processes, that leads to more teamwork because people naturally want to work together. And when people put their heads together on a problem, they try to solve it. But it's also your job as a leader to make sure that everything doesn't stop with you. So often we do a great job of taking care of our people, but we stop when it comes to ourselves. We think of that as caring. We're going to take it all on us. But really, it's arrogance. It is thinking that I am the most important person in the world. Nothing works without me. And if you're the leader, things have to be able to work without you. You cannot prop up the culture by yourself. When you take a few business days or a few weeks off with no communication, it shows you what the culture is like in your workplace. Do things fall through the cracks? That means you're not delegating and teaching enough. Do teams fall apart? That means the team itself is not as strong as you think it is, if it relies on the constant presence of one person to hold it together. Do individuals lose their motivation? That means those values, that purpose, the complete structure of your culture plan that I know you have because you're a good business leader, right, is not as meaningful to the individual as it is to you and maybe others on your team. Those are all things that are your job as a leader. And don't worry, there are ways that you can do short, temporary detox challenges. You can incorporate some of this balance that you find back into your life. And there's a link in the notes with some ideas. So take the digital detox challenge today. And let's face it, if you're a consultant, a small business owner, or any of the other non-traditional workers that are becoming more and more popular today, like most of us here at Cabinets HR are, you need to do this. You didn't go to work for yourself to work 24/7. You did it to have more control over your life, to design the life you want. So take it back. Test your people, test your processes, and challenge your thinking. And most of all, go on a beach vacation somewhere, relax, enjoy, and watch your culture working without you and be proud. Or figure out the things you need to fix. Never forget, culture is one of the strongest resources that you have at your disposal, much like your human, technological, and financial resources. Of course, you shouldn't ignore it. Learn to harness it and go forth and be great today.